of the storm, and his name is Jesus. I'd like to read to you just a little short part of Mark chapter 4, starting in verse 35. On that day, when evening had come, he said to them, "Let us go across to the other side." And leaving the crowd, they took him and with them in the boat, just as he was. And other boats were with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on the cushion. And they woke him and said, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Be still, peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said to them, "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" And they were filled with great fear and said to one another, "Who then is this that even the wind and the sea obey him?" We are in the midst of a great storm. It seems like in our nation we have this pandemic that we're dealing with. We have economic issues that we're dealing with. We're in the midst of a very divided country, politically, socially, every other way. We're in the midst of an election, and I don't know when I have ever seen more vitriolic things happening with folks from both sides of the aisle than I have during this election. Just total, vitriol and sometimes almost hatred towards one another. But the calm in the storm is Jesus. The disciples were in the storm. They're out in the middle of the storm on the boat, and they know what happens to you when you're on a storm. These are experienced fishermen, you have to remember. They understand what storms do. It says the waves are breaking over, and it looks like they're getting ready to sink. Jesus is up there asleep. He's not paying attention to the storm. But they wake him, and they say, "Don't you care that we're going to perish, that the storm's going to kill us all?" And Jesus says, "Why are you afraid of all this?" And he calms the storm. You see, Jesus is the calmer. He is that one who can calm the storm in the midst that we're in. I remember a long time ago, a flood came through where I was born and raised, and it was a very bad flood. But you know something, even during that time, there were many people worrying and, not knowing what was going to happen, and I was amongst them. But you know what? God already knew what was going to happen. God took care of the situation, and he was even the calm in the midst of that storm. And I pray today that no matter what you're facing, you will realize that there is a calm in the center of your storm. Doesn't matter what the storm is you're facing, and his name is Jesus. He can calm not just the wind and the wave, but he can calm your fears, he can calm your doubts, and he can dispel all of the things that are surrounding you and make them maybe seem a little less than what they truly are. I pray today that God would bless and keep you this day.